Good morning, all. Tom Cofer with OnPoint Consulting, coming to you from beautiful Dallas, Texas. It's a gorgeous day here today, and look forward to picking up with you on part 2 of the number one overlooked success factor in any construction software upgrade, optimization, or replacement effort, and that is our people and our teams and how we communicate with one another. So in order to make sure that we have a successful project, I'd like to submit to you the next 4 items. In part 1, you may remember that we discussed clear communication processes, defining organizational impact and how that impacts the company, making sure we have the correct internal resources and right skill sets, and then making sure that we get really good input and feedback from our team as we start this project, so that we get really good buy-in and good traction when it comes to user adoption. So this morning, I'm going to go over the next 4 items quickly that again can have impact on our number one overlooked success factor, being our people and our people that make up the teams that work on these projects for us. So here we go. The next one is making sure that we avoid burnout, both burnout of the team and individual burnout when conducting these projects that involve integrated software. So often what happens, again, as we discussed in part 1, is that our folks are overburdened or maybe don't have enough hours in the day to work on their projects. So their normal projects and their normal duties. So a technology project, a software upgrade just adds to that experience. And sometimes people don't feel comfortable expressing their concerns. So, as managers, owners, leaders of the company, we need to be sure that we're reaching out in this process with a mindfulness towards burnout and identifying those. And one of the ways we do that, and we can get into it in more detail later, but holding regular periodic meetings with our team, both at a team level and an individual level, to foster open communications and sharing of not only frustrations, but wins and successes as we go through this. So that's a really important success factor that we can help make sure doesn't get out of hand. One of the components of that, of course, is having a project manager for your company that's responsible for team meetings and these processes, and then also making sure your software vendor has a project manager that's involved in as well. And these will certainly help us with identifying and resolving burnout issues. Another one is dealing with life issues. I always say anytime we talk with a customer, a prospective customer about a project, we remind them as it relates to timeline, we're all people here. We have everyday problems. We have life issues. We have people that get ill. We have team members that need to go on leave of absence, or there may be unexpected issues that come from customers. Typically they're part of what we deal with every day, but they can take us off track of a technology project, and we need to be sensitive to those things when they occur and understand how and if they will impact our project schedule and timeline. Another really good tool to make sure that our people are focused on the project is a really good, clear, concise project status report. We'd be glad to share a link to the project status report to give you an idea of how we work with our customers. But being able to work with your people and your team members as interested parties, but objective, to identify risks or gaps that may have come up, or potential challenges as to situations that may take us off track of this project. So a good project status report, including that in your weekly status meetings, will go a long way towards making sure that our people are on board and plugged into the project. Last but not least, and it's so important, and that is having a training / consulting mindset as owners and team leaders. And it's obvious. We always think about that when it comes to a new software application. But I would challenge you to think about what typically happens when you implement a system. You're focused on the core pieces, you get that up and going, and then there seems to be a lag or a backing off of continuing education and continuing our services with our outside consultant or a software publisher provided consultant. Either one can provide great benefits, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we've got those components and are clearly communicating the importance of making sure we attend training sessions, whether they be live, on site, or remote, or online self-taught. There are a lot of different options that will help you kind of continue into that phase 2 and phase 3 of really maximizing your software investment, whether it be your upgrade, update, or ERP replacement. So those are the 4 things that I wanted to share with you quickly in part 2. Again, my name is Tom Cofer with OnPoint Consulting. You can find us at onpointsoftware.com on the World Wide Web, of course. You can also find us on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So please don't hesitate to provide feedback, comments. We'd love to hear them. We'd love to hear if this content is relevant and if you'd like more of it or if you'd like other topics addressed. Chances are, in our 40-plus year career of working with construction companies around technology projects, we've seen it, we've addressed it, and we certainly have some options for you to consider. So look forward to our next session. But for now, that's it. That concludes not only part 1, which we did last week, but part 2, which we're doing this week. Again, thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next post. Thank you.